Can somebody tell me the page? This is chapter 3. In chapter 3, tab number 3.12. Okay. People says it is at page 45. Question number 3. Show accounting equation on the basis of following transaction. Lakshman started the business with cash. It is like this. Okay. Now we will take up this question. For being a clear presentation, I need to move to Excel for doing this question. I will share my screen with you and then we will page 45. Excel is visible to all of you. I will zoom it a bit more. Is Excel visible to all of you? Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Are you able to hear me? Not getting any response from your side. Okay, just take a minute, go through the question. They say Lakshman started the business with cash rupees 20,000. Lakshman had started the business with cash rupees 20,000. Now you have to make the accounting equation for business. Right. So Lakshman has contributed the cash into the business. Lakshman has contributed the cash into the business 20,000 in the form of capital. In every transaction there are two aspects involved. So what are the two aspects involved here? Lakshman has contributed cash into the business. This is for first point. So cash has come into the business, 20,000. Cash is a part of assets. I will write here 20,000 plus, right? And this is contributed in the form of capital. Nothing is there in liabilities. In capital, I will write here 20,000. Right? So assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Cash has come into the business. Cash will stay in assets and it is come in the form of capital. It will come in capital. Next is goods purchased on credit. Rupees 8,000. Goods are being purchased into the business for 8,000. Now what is happening? What are the two aspects involved in this transaction? Goods are a part of the inventory. You have purchased the goods has come in the business. So they will rest in the assets. So I will take the goods in the assets 8,000. And you have not paid for this good. Instead, you have paid the liabilities for this 8,000. This 8,000 will come here and no effect in capital. At any point of time, this is all positive. Goods have come in and you have created a liability. There is nothing going out. At any point of time, this equation would be balanced because for every transaction there are two aspects. Next transaction, sold goods for cash rupees 2500 for rupees 3000. It means the selling price of the goods is 3000 and cost price of the goods is 2500. So you earned a profit selling price. You earned a profit of 500 on these goods. Right. Now this you have received in cash, right? This cash you have received. This cost, this goods were lying in the assets. So they must have gone from assets. This profit belongs to whom? To the owner. Owner is doing the business for the purpose of profit. So let's see how it will be treated in the accounting equation. First, you have received the cash worth rupees 3000. Cash is lying here in the assets. So plus 3000 for cash, right? The cost of this goods was 2500. Goods are also lying here in the inventory, in the assets. So minus 2500 for goods in the assets at 500 is the profit which belongs to the owner. Owner is what? Owner का account का है capital. Is that clear with everyone? Is that clear with everyone? I'm not far from microphone. Is that clear with everyone? Okay, let's move to the next transaction. Next transaction is purchased furniture for cash rupees 2000. Now furniture is purchased for the purpose of the business. You don't want to sell this furniture. Furniture is your fixed asset. Furniture is not your stock. Stock we say to the things which we sell in the normal course of the business. So furniture is not your stock. Furniture is your fixed asset, right? So when furniture is your fixed asset, it will come in the asset side. You have purchased the furniture. Now this furniture has been purchased by paying cash. So I have paid 2500 from my books, and in return to that 2500, sorry, not 2500, I'm sorry, 2000. This is 2000 I have paid for furniture from cash, and in return I have got the furniture worth rupees 2000. This would be like this, right? Sold goods to Hari costing rupees 400 for rupees 800 on credit. What no ma'am we need? You purchase the furniture. Furniture is your fixed asset. So I took the furniture in my asset. It came in my business. So I took it in my business 2000. Yes, asset is 0. 2000 furniture came in my business. And from my 2000 furniture came in my asset. So I took plus 2000 for that. And for purchasing that furniture, I need to pay the cash for 2000. So minus 2000 for cash. It will be balanced at any time, at every point of time, with every transaction. Clear? Shall I move to the fifth one? How it affect our capital? How it affect our capital? Capital ne to you, it gave you cash for 20,000. Now you can't do the business with capital. You have to do the business with cash. I contributed 20,000 in the business in the form of capital, and that capital was given by way of cash. So cash rests here in assets and capital rests in my account. Let's come to the next one. Sold good to Hari costing rupees 400 for rupees 800 on credit. Now the selling price of the goods is 800 and they say it is on credit, right? And the cost of the goods is 400. So the profit is naturally 400. Now this is credit. I have not received the cash. Credit means this is a debtor. Debtor is a person to whom I have made the credit sale. So debtor is a current asset. It would come in asset side. So 800 for assets. Then out of my stock 400 went out. So 400 is the cost of the goods. And 400 is the profit which belongs to the owner. Is that right? $800. We are on the fifth point, Amit. They say that goods are sold to Hari. Hari is a customer on credit. So when we sell the goods on credit to a customer, that customer is called as our debtor. So Hari is our debtor to whom the goods are being sold for rupees 800 and cost of these goods are 400. So the profit is 400. So 800 credit means I need to receive this 800 from this person. So I need to put it in the asset side 800 plus goods which have gone out of my stock is minus 400 and 400 is my profit that belongs to the owner. Hope it is clear now. Liability? To whom I have to pay 400? Why 400 is in the balance? 800 is the selling price which I am supposed to receive. 400 I gave the goods. 400 is my profit. I took the profit in my capital. I need not to pay 400 to anybody. The transaction is the goods worth rupees 400 has been sold for 800. So I sold the goods for the double price. So whatever is the margin, that's the profit for the business. No, please. Please, we are doing the counting for the business. Always. Next item, sixth transaction. Hari has paid rupees 500 towards the price of the goods. Now Hari is the person who is supposed to pay 800. Out of this 800, he has paid 500 to us. So I have received 500. I will receive 500 in cash, that is an asset. 500 received here. Now received from whom? Hari. Hari is lying in my books at 800. But now he has paid 500, so I have to reduce his account by 500. So minus 500 from Hari. 500 plus for the cash received, minus 500 from the Hari account, because Hari was supposed to pay me 800. He has paid 500. So I will reduce his account by 500. Clear? Minus 500. Hari is a person from whom you have booked this 800. This 800 is standing why here? In the fifth point, why this 800 was coming here? The amount to be received from Hari. Right? The amount to be received from Hari. And now Hari has paid you 500. So plus 500 for the cash received. And Hari, in whose name it is standing at 800. Hari, who is standing at 800. Now I have to reduce that amount. 500. If he has paid me 500, why will I keep on standing in his name as 800? Now ultimately how much he needs to be paid? 300. So the effect is plus 800 minus 500. Effectively he has to pay me 300 only. Vineet, for your question, right, looking at this sheet, how will you recall taking the rest from Hari? Very good question. We said on the first slide, the functions of accounting are recording, classifying, summarizing. So this is only recording we are doing. The next step would be summarizing. Right? Next step would be classifying. Not summarizing, I'm sorry. Classifying, then we will summarize. It's very true, from recording only I cannot do all the recalling of this. So I need to classify it. First we will understand what is the concept, how double entry will play. Then we can move to the next step. Na? Abhi to we have not even started with the proper accounting. Amrita. We are doing a same business. In one business, these are the two transactions. If Hari was a person who was supposed to give you 800, if he has already paid you 500, how can you ask him 800? 500 minus 800 means he has given me only 500, na? So I will reduce only 500 in his account. In books, I will make an account of Hari. Hurry, here 800 plus 800 minus 500, net balance 300. Is that clear? Shall we move on to the next transaction? No effect in the liabilities and capital. Yes, it is minus 500 only. This minus 500 stands for hurry. Plus 500 stands for cash receipt. Next transaction. Receive dividend on securities 200. Receive dividend on securities, you receive the dividend. Dividend is your income. So 200 being received in cash, that will come in the asset side. Now the income belongs to whom? To the owner. So 200 here in the capital. Receive dividend. So dividend would be received in cash or bank, whatever it is, both are lying in the asset side. So 200 plus in cash and 200 plus in capital for the income. Paid life insurance premium on his life policy. Now life insurance premium of the life policy is the business expense or does the owner expense? Is it a business expense? We are doing it for the business. Owner expense. There cannot be LIP, life insurance, there cannot be no LIP for business. LIP can only be done for an individual. So this is a owner expense, but it has been paid from the business. So business says it is not my expense, I need to take it back from you. Okay, business will say I will pay it in the cash, right? But you give it to me. So the owner needs to pay it back to the business. Owner will take it from the capital. Sorry, business will take it from the capital of the owner because this is not a business expense. This is the personal expense of the owner. I think it is 800. Okay, it is 400. I'm sorry for the amount. Right? Next transaction. Purchase goods from Mukesh for cash rupees 300. Goods are being purchased from Mukesh for cash. So goods have come into the business. Goods worth rupees 300 has come into the business and cash worth rupees 300 has gone out of it. This is 300 only. Ninth point is 300 only. Yeah. 300 minus 300. So this is how we prepare the accounting equation. Right? Okay. Any doubt with any of these 9 transactions? Um, you paid, business paid salaries. Business paid salary worth 10k. How will you treat it in accounting equation? Business paid salary amount is 10k. It is paid in cash. Assume it is paid in cash. Where shall I plus minus? Assets, liabilities, capital. Three heads you are having. Salaries worth 10k. Minus 10k in assets. Okay. Minus 10k in assets. Reason being, this is being paid in cash. Okay. One treatment I have done. Well enough. Where would the second treatment go? Rita, I don't apply these accounting equations x minus x, x minus y, a plus b, b plus c to accounting. Please go by the accounting concepts. Go by the accounting concept. It is not mandatory. It would be x minus x or x plus x. Go by the concept, read the transaction, see what is coming in, what is going out. Okay, shall we discuss the salary part, the question which I have posed here? Minus 10k in assets because I have paid it in cash or bank, right? Now where the other aspect will go? Salary is the expense of the business. Is that right? Salary is the expense for the business. So all the profits, all the expenses belongs to the owner. So it should be subtracted from the capital only because all the profits are going to the business. So salary is the expense will be met out from the business only, from the profits only. So minus 10 in the assets for payment for outflow of cash and minus 10 in the capital for the reduction in profits because this is a expense. Beneath, employees are not the assets of the company. You may call them as the assets in the general terminology, but they are not treated as the assets in the accounting terminology because in accounting terminology, assets are the things and human beings are not the things. We don't do human resource accounting anywhere in the world. Okay? Don't use it, otherwise human commission will come and catch you, rights for human rights, whatever organization it is. Expense means reduction in capital, right? This is clear. Okay, now a slight modification in it. I say not in accounting, but not in accounting terminology, they are not treated as assets. That's what I said. In general, you may treat them as the assets. Otherwise, we also treat I will treat my intellectual knowledge as my asset. That is the only asset I have. Nothing else. But I cannot account for this intellectual knowledge in my balance sheet. Okay, a slight modification now in this. As earlier I said that you have paid salaries worth 10k. Now I say that you have not paid the salaries but you have provided for the salaries worth 10k. As on 31st March, you are not able to pay the salaries, but you have provided for the salaries worth 10k. So, what? You are not paying the salaries, but you have provided for the salaries worth 10k. We do mercantile basis of accounting, accrual basis. So, even if we are not paying, and if the expense is due to be paid, I need to provide for it. So, now you have provided for the salaries. Right, Amrita? Minus 10k in liabilities. No. Plus 10k in liabilities. That is, you have provided for the liabilities and minus 10k in the capital. So minus 10k for the expense which you have to bear because this is your business expense, and plus 10k in your liabilities because you have not paid it but you have admitted it as your liability. Clear with everyone? Any doubt with the accounting equation? This is the accounting equation part I have done with. Assets are something which you own, which the business owns. I have done with the accounting equation part. So we have done with the first 3 chapters. This is the equation. The assets in the 10k. We have not taken it in the assets. We have nowhere taken it in the assets 10k. In the second part, we have not taken it in the assets. Yes, Ritesh, you people need to be appreciated that you finished 3 chapters in the first class. Out of 14 chapters, 3 are finished. These were basically now these 3 chapters, when you go through these chapters, you may find few things which I have not taken up during my lecture. These things you can read yourself because I have 12 hours of study with you, 4 lectures. So it is not possible for me to touch each and every aspect. The theory portion, which I believe is very simple, does not need much of explanation. I will not touch that portion. But the relevant portion, which involves accounting concepts, conventions, the application of concepts, that all portion I will take in this 12 hours class. Okay. This is the accounting equation. You can make the accounting equation in a proper format. This format I have not made here. You can see in chapter number 3, there is illustration 3.1 in which they have made a proper accounting equation. For the format, you can see illustration 3.1. Right? This is a equation only. If you see assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So in the next class, I intend to start with the generalization and start with generalization, finish with generalization, do the classifying, do the summarizing. That's the target for the next class. We would be able to finish 4, 5 we have to finish. 6 I need to touch upon. So I will finish it here only. I will not start with the new chapter now, new topic. Any doubts related to my lecture? Whatever you are having? That's good. 12 hours of asset, 3 hours of liabilities, 9 hours of capital. Yes, we are having a relationship, Amrita. Assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Total this equation here, assets, total your liabilities, total your capital. You will have a comprehensive equation after solving this 9 transactions. Please see illustration 3.1 in the book. For PPTs, put me a test mail. I hope you must have made a group among yourself. So put me a test mail at this ID. I will forward you a complete folder which is having all the presentations, even case studies are also there, and this Excel sheet on which I am solving and on which I will solve the other questions also, that is also there. And put me a test mail on this ID. I will forward you the zip file. Okay, thank you all of you.